Greetings and salutations, humans, and welcome to the channel. This is your host, Putinbot. I want to welcome you all to today's video. As you can see, we are going to be covering a Demon Spawn Force Epic Champion called Infernal Baroness. But before we get into that, first I want to just say a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you who supports the channel, those of you who have subscribed, those of you who watch. Your support means a ton to me. We recently not only met, but we have now broken our 500 subscriber goal. We're at 508 memory serves from the last time that I checked. And I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate your support. And I appreciate your allowing me to earn your viewership. Thank you very much. And with that out of the way, let's just get into this. Let's look at the guide. We have got enough sappiness. We have got enough cheesiness. We have enough feelings out of the way. Y'all are here to see champion guides. You're not here to listen to me ramble on about subscribers. That being said, again, thank you for subscribing. Oh, and if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Help a bot out. We are more than halfway through getting to 1,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll be able to get there that much quicker. So, back to the video, Putin. Pay attention. Back to the video. Okay, we're back to the video now. So, as you can see, Infernal Baroness is a defense-based epic. She is from the Demon Spawn faction. If you look at the tier lists, she ranks pretty low because her kit is simple, but I think there's something that people are missing when it comes to this champion. And I'm going to go over how I've got her built. If you have her, how she's going to be able to help you, especially early game, mid game. I think she's also going to be able to help you out. Faction Wars is some places she helps you out a ton as well. Anyway, let's just kind of look at the aesthetics. She's floating in the air. She's got these stylish boots. I'm not sure where she got them from. Maybe she got them from Boot Barn. They just kind of go up here. They go over her legs. Look at those scars. Isn't that kind of gnarly looking? I guess those are scars, I'm not sure. And unlike most of the Demon Spawn, she does not have a tail. As you can see, she would be chilly if she wasn't in such a infernal, see what I did there? Such an infernal environment. Looks like she's keeping toasty warm, except for whenever she's on Teleria. She might get a little bit chilly there. All in all, though, I think the model looks good. She's got the horns. She's got the face paint. Her eyes are just ghost white. There's no pupils I'm able to see. I mean, she's an older champion. I guess she's been out about 3 years now. She was actually one of the first epics I ever pulled, and I have just recently built her just to build this guide. And I'll be honest with y'all, I think I was sitting on this lady, and I'm going to show y'all how you're going to be able to get the most use out of her. So, without any further ado, let's look at her kit. Let's see how I've got her built, and I will show you how to get the most out of her. As you can see, I'm rocking her in a stun set. When I go over to her skills, you're going to see why I'm running her in a stun set. I have got her in a accuracy banner. I've got her in a crit damage amulet. And I've got her in a defense ring. Like I said, she is a defensive-based champion, and there's two ways that you can build her. One way is actually you can build her to get some damage out of her, which is what I've done, hence the crit damage amulet, or you can just build her just to be a total tank. Either way is viable for this champion. I have got her in speed boots. I've got her in the defense chest. I've got her in crit damage gloves. And again, I'm looking for crit rate wherever it is I'm able to get it from, because I do want to get some damage out of my Infernal Baroness because of her A1 plus a dead enemy typically doesn't do any damage. And we got some more crit rate then off of the weapon. Total stats for Infernal Baroness: 295 accuracy, 103 crit rate, 218% crit damage. Not the best in the world. Definitely not a nuker like, say, Alika or maybe even Tyrell, but she does do respectable damage, and y'all will see that here in just a moment. I've got her going at 314 speed. Her defense is 3,476, and her base health is 39,000. Her base defense for a defensive base champion is also pretty good at 1,211. Again, you always have to set a little bit higher, but it is what it is. So she's an old school epic. But her kit, though, kind of explains why her defensive stat isn't maybe a hair higher. And speaking of her kit, let's just get on into that. She has 2 AoE abilities, which is something that you love to see. And this Siphon Life, her A1, is why I wanted to build crit rate and crit damage into Infernal Baroness. It is called Siphon Life, attacks all enemies, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of the damage inflicted. So the moral of the story is, the harder she hits, the bigger the heal is going to be, and the more enemies that she's hitting, again because it's an AoE A1, is doing more damage. Now let's look at her A2. Clinging Darkness has a 3-turn cooldown wind book, has a 75% chance of landing a decreased attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. It's because her A1 and her A2 that I've got her in a stun set. If you build your Infernal Baroness, do yourself a favor, listen to your favorite bot, Putin Bot, put her into a stun set. It is going to help you out quite a bit. Early game, your biggest problem you run into is controlling your enemies. In Faction Wars, the biggest problem you're going to run into is controlling your enemies, especially with Demon Spawn, because they don't have a whole lot of control and they don't have very many healers. While Infernal Baroness is not a healer per se, that small heal is better than nothing. Then her A3 is no slouch either. Disappear, it's on a 4-turn cooldown when booked, places a perfect veil buff on an ally for 3 turns. That is very strong if you have a team where your win condition is very fragile, because what Perfect Veil does, one, it makes it where they cannot be targeted by a single hit, it's like say by an enemy's A1. Also, they take 25% less damage, if memory serves, from AoE attacks, so you get damage reduction built into it. Her kit is simple, but it is deceptive with how effective it is. You put in the heal from the A1, you get the decreased attack debuff on that A2, and then you have this A3 just protecting whatever your win condition is. It comes out really strong. Also, I will show you all a couple of other uses that you can use with this A3 if you have Infernal Baroness, which I'm going to assume that you do since you're watching this video. Let's go into Masteries for this champion. So as you can see, I've got Infernal Baroness going down the offense tree and the defense tree. Now there is an argument to be made about going down the support tree. If you go down to lasting gifts, that will give her a chance to increase the duration of that perfect veil buff that she places. Also, you can take, not steadfast, you can take this one, lay hands, to get a little bit of extra healing off of that A1. You can also, of course, pick up more accuracy through pinpoint accuracy. Go down to Arcane Celerity to get some extra turn meter whenever a debuff expires, because she is placing that decreased attack debuff on her A2. And you can also go with Evil Eye. The reason why I decided to go down the defense tree and the offense tree, I have enough accuracy in her gear where I did not need to go down to Evil Eye. I wanted to make sure that she had the ability to do some damage. Also, I wanted to go down here to Retribution to get a chance to proc counterattacks, again with that A1, because I've got her in a stun set. Stun sets with Infernal Baroness are your best friend. They are going to add some control into an already good kit. I went down to War Master just to get some extra damage. I went with Methodical. And I went with Single Out. I also went with Whirlwind of Death, so that way if she does get some kills, it's just going to speed her up, just cycle through her skills that much quicker. I also went through Opportunist, because I've got her in that stun set. I want to have an ability to do some extra damage if she is able to place that stun. And without any further ado, let's hop in some dungeons. Let's see what she's able to do. I'm going to take us into Dragon 20, and I will be right back. Okay, y'all, so here we are in Dragon 20. As you can see, this is a very accessible team. We've got Frozen Banshee in the lead. Frozen Banshee is our win condition. If she dies, this run fails. Another thing I want you to see, we do not have a healer on this team. We have no control on this team. We're not running a Sky of the Drakes. We have no Reser. We have no stuns. All of the support is going to be coming through Infernal Baroness. Now, here's the lineup. We already mentioned Frozen Banshee. We know about Infernal Baroness. Here's one that's one that... Now, here's a champion that you have not seen on the channel yet. This is Doomscreech. He is a Void Rare. I will be doing a guide on him at a later date. Good little champion. Here's why I've got him. Right here. This Voiding Screech on a 3-turn cooldown. Fills a turn meter of all allies by 30%. Then places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Increased defense does just that. What does Infernal Baroness use as her primary stat? Defense. So the stat that keeps her alive is also the stat that helps her do more damage, which in turn allows her to heal more with her A1. I'm also rocking Doomscreech in a shield set. We've got, whoops, I did not mean to do that. We got Tyrell in the team, who is another defensive-based champion. He's there for defense down. And we've got Alika just to help just plow through the waves. Now let's just go on into this. We will do a damage test. Again, this is an accessible team. I'm not running Lydia or anyone like that. We just want to see how much damage it is that Infernal Baroness is able to do. They're going to put this on auto. Keep in mind, she's not a nuker. She's a tank. But I think you're going to like what you see. So let's go ahead and go in. Let's do the defense up. We're going to use Tyrell right here for the defense down. So let's slow this down. Tyrell is another champion I'll be doing a guide on in the future. If y'all like to see that, just let me know. Alika doing Alika things. Okay, now right here, like I said, we have 2 AoE abilities. I'm going to open up with the A2, Clinging Darkness, to get that decreased attack down, and if we're lucky, we'll get some stuns in. Let's see how much damage that this hits for. 51 to 45k. Respectable damage for a defensive-based nuker, and as you can see, we got a stun here, which is exactly what I want to look at. Let's go ahead and get some turn meter. Let's go ahead and cycle on back through. We're going to just do a damage test on the A1. Let's take care of this Horden right here. Tyrell's so good, y'all. Old school, but he's a good champ. Okay, now here's the A1. 40k. Like I said, it's a good A1. It's respectable. We're just going to A1 again. Why not? Just go ahead and push on through here. And like I said, then the A3, what Infernal Baroness is going to do is put that perfect veil on Frozen Banshee to keep her alive. I'm going to put this on auto, and I will be back with you once the run finishes. Okay, and there we have it. So, I mean, like I said, Infernal Baroness is not a nuker. per se. I mean, I suppose you could build her to try and do some damage. I'm not sure how well that's going to work for you. But what she does bring, though, is a lot of support. This is a very accessible team. We are rocking 3 epics and 2 rares. And Infernal Baroness came in with a respectable 1.1 million damage. Again, not bad at all for a defensive-based champion. Very happy with what she was able to do. You saw that the heals that she was able to bring in, she was able to keep Frozen Banshee kind of topped up, while we're kind of just pushing our way through the Dragon's Breath attacks. And this run was never in jeopardy at all. You saw the procs from the stun sets. I mean, she's a good champion. In Doom Tower, she is a solid choice for Doom Tower secret rooms where you need to either use epic or force champions. You could do a whole lot worse than Infernal Baroness, and that's a fact. Now let's see how she does against a negative affinity dungeon where she is the tank whose job is to keep the team alive. I will be right back. Okay, so here we are in Ice Golem 20. As you can see, this is once again an accessible team. We've got Venomage in the lead. She is going to be our win condition against the actual Ice Golem. We've got Skyle for passive healing. She's also going to help with reses to pick someone up if they fall over. We've got Infernal Baroness, who's there to bring in control, there to bring in passive healing with her A1, that decreased attack debuff on her A2. Her biggest job, though, is because she is negative affinity. She is force going into spirit, so everything is going to want to kill her. So her job is to take the hits to make sure that the team gets to the boss, to let Venomage do what Venomage does best, which is make Ice Golem souffle. So I'm going to be quiet, and let's see how this goes, shall we? Okay, and there we have it. So the run, again, was never in any kind of jeopardy at all, and this is a very accessible team. We have got 2 daily login rewards, Dark Elaine and Skyle, Infernal Baroness. We've got Tayrail, who is a old school champion. It's been power crept, but in my opinion, though, is still definitely a top 15, if not a top 10 epic in the game, in my opinion. And we've got Venomage there for the win condition. And I mean, it worked out well. The stun set did its job. This run was never in any jeopardy at all. And I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, is Infernal Baroness a top 10 or even a top 20 epic? No, she's not. I'm not here to tell you that she is. But what I am here to tell you, though, is that if you are struggling with progression, you could do a hell of a lot worse than investing in Infernal Baroness. And also, don't forget that A3, because it works freaking well with a couple of different champions, which I will show you right now. So let me show you something else that Infernal Baroness has going for with that A3, besides just keeping a squishy teammate alive, which is something that's always want to do. But, and there's a big but, it can do so much more than that. So as you can see in this team, we've got our buddy Kandrafon here. How does Kandrafon work? Well, if you look at his passive, damage increases by 40% while attacking under a Veil or Perfect Veil buff. Now, he could always give himself that by opening up with his A3. But why do that whenever you have Infernal Baroness, who can just do that for him right now with her A3, set him up, and he just goes in and nukes? Or, for example, if you have someone like a Boro, whose passive, once again, works with Veil or Perfect Veil. In this case, it places a Revive on Death on this chamber for 3 turns. Those are things that Infernal Baroness is able to do. If you do not have a Duchess, let's say, for example, if you are running an arena team, I'm not going to show you right now because I don't have one that's speed tuned to handle Gold 5. It would just get destroyed. So, you got to take a little bit of trust with me here on this. But let's say if you're rocking Kandrafon in the arena and you don't have a Duchess, but you have Infernal Baroness, you can use Infernal Baroness, use her to Veil Kandrafon, then go in with his nuke and just one-shot the enemy. It works. Trust me, I've done it. Alright, y'all, and we are back. I apologize, the game crashed. I had to reload. I did go ahead and make a substitution because this video is already going long. And so I decided to sub in Lydia just to speed up the runs a bit. One quick thing I was going to say before I go into this. Actually, we're going to go into it now. I can just talk. If you want to maximize your control with your Infernal Baroness, just disable the A3 if you don't have anyone that can benefit off of that Veil. So right here, defense down and weaken. Now here is a Boro, so we're going to go in, we're going to open up with her A3 because why not? Now right here, we're going to Veil Kandrafon. Kandrafon's an attack boost. He's a slow boy. Okay, now as you can see, we have defense down, we've got weaken. He's veiled. Because he's veiled, he's doing an extra 40% damage. Well, we're not going to one-shot the team. I thought we were, but without the attack up, it's not going to happen. But you get the idea. He gets that damage multiplier off of it. And I mean, that's really one of the things that Infernal Baroness is able to do. Now we're just going to do A1. We got the stun off. Beautiful. Now here, let's just go ahead and just cycle through. We're going to do the same thing all over again. I should have brought an attack up. Oh well, what can you do, right? It's fine. That's not the point of this. The point is to show how you can use her A3 not only to keep your squishy people alive, but to unlock someone's passive so they can go in and do the work that needs to be done. That's more like it. That is what we wanted to see out of our Candyman. Just go in and just body somebody. That's what you want to see out of a Kandrafon. Just go ahead and take out this Tyrell and finish off here. And I'm just going to put on auto. You know, final thoughts, I guess, while I'm thinking about this. Infernal Baroness, like I said, she is not a end-game god-tier champion. You will probably eventually outgrow this champion. That being said, her kit is simple, but it is effective. She's able to keep your win condition on your teams alive by using that Veil. Also using that Veil, she is able to keep also by using that Veil, she is able to unlock different champions' passives. For example, if you got Yumiko here. If Yumiko is under Veil or Perfect Veil, she can't be debuffed. Kandrafon does more damage. We have Oboro. What Oboro does, she gives herself a Revive on Death for 3 turns. We're not running a Duchess on this team, so we are going to depend on her to make that happen. Now, her AI is stupid. As you can see, she just veiled herself, which is unfortunate. It would have been better if she had veiled Yumiko, but hey, what can you do, right? I mean, it is what it is. This is paid Shadow Legends, to quote Music Man Joe. Well, y'all, on that note, I think I'll end the video here. I mean, I don't know what else to say. If you have her, ignore the tier lists. If you need an attack down champion, she can help you with that. If you need control, she can help you with that. If you need a crap ton of control, and if you don't care about the Veil, go into your team presets, disable her A3, just have her use her A1 or A2. That way you're getting heals, and you're getting a chance to get that stun off on that stun set. See what this is. That is Garbaje. Goodbye. Well, y'all, on that note, I am going to go away. I am PutinBot, your favorite bot. And if you, again, like this video, if you please consider give it a like, a thumbs up. And if you like the channel, consider subscribing. We'd love to have your support. The next step is 1,000 subscribers. And with your help, we're going to be able to get there. And I will see y'all on the next video. Have a good one, humans. Goodbye.